I need to tell you something that your doctor has almost certainly never mentioned. Something that is quietly affecting millions of adults over 60 right now. And the reason they have never mentioned it is not because it is rare. It is because nobody connects these particular dots. Until today. If you or your partner take any regular medication, and the majority of adults over 60 take at least one, there is a significant chance that one of those medications is directly suppressing your desire, your energy, and your capacity for intimacy. Not as a rare side effect, as a documented, well-understood biological consequence. That is listed in the clinical literature, but almost never discussed in the 15-minute appointment where the prescription is handed over. This is not about blaming your doctor. Doctors are managing complex health conditions under enormous time pressure. This is about giving you the information you deserve to have, so that you can have an informed conversation, so that you can understand what is happening in your own body, and so that you and your partner stop wondering why something that used to feel natural has become so much harder. I am going to walk you through 5 of the most commonly prescribed medications that have the most significant and least discussed effects on intimacy after 60. Some of these will surprise you, but the 5th one, the one hiding in almost every senior's medicine cabinet right now, is the one that shocks people most. Stay with me. Here is what this actually looks like in real life. A couple who have been together for decades. One or both of them starts a new medication or has been on one for years. And gradually, quietly, something changes. The desire that used to arise naturally starts to feel distant. The energy that intimacy requires feels harder to find. Physical responses that were once reliable become unpredictable. And neither of them connects it to the medication sitting on the bathroom shelf. Why would they? Nobody told them to. So instead, they do what most couples do. They wonder if something has changed between them. They wonder if the attraction is gone. They wonder if this is simply what getting older means. And they say nothing. Because saying something means admitting something they are not ready to admit. If any part of that sounds familiar, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not imagining it. You are not overreacting. And it is almost certainly not what you think it is. The 5th medication on this list is one that most people would never suspect. It is not a painkiller. It is not a sedative. It is something that millions of seniors take every single day, without a second thought, because it seems completely unrelated to desire and intimacy. We will get there, but let us start with number 1. 1. Beta blockers, the blood pressure medication nobody warns you about. Beta blockers are one of the most commonly prescribed medications for adults over 60. You may know them by their brand names: atenolol, metoprolol, propranolol. They are prescribed for high blood pressure, heart conditions, and anxiety. And they are genuinely effective at what they are designed to do. But here is what the prescription leaflet says in very small print. Beta blockers work by blocking adrenaline receptors throughout the body. This slows the heart rate and reduces blood pressure. But those same adrenaline receptors play a direct role in sexual arousal and desire. Block the receptors, and you do not just slow the heart. You quiet the entire arousal system. Studies show that men on beta blockers are significantly more likely to experience reduced libido and difficulty with physical arousal. For women, the effect is less studied, but equally real. Reduced sensitivity, reduced interest, and a general flattening of the desire response. If you or your partner are on a beta blocker and have noticed these changes, this is worth a conversation with your doctor. Not to stop the medication, but to explore whether an alternative with fewer intimacy-related side effects might be appropriate for your specific situation. But beta blockers are only the beginning. The second medication on this list is one that is prescribed to more seniors than almost any other. And its effect on intimacy is so well documented that it has its own clinical name. 2 SRIs and antidepressants, the side effect your prescriber minimizes. Antidepressants save lives. This is not in question. For millions of people dealing with depression and anxiety, they are genuinely transformative. But there is a side effect so common that researchers have given it its own name. It is called SSRI-induced sexual dysfunction. And it affects between 30 and 70% of people who take these medications. 30 to 70%. That is not a rare side effect. That is a near certainty for many users. SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, work by increasing serotonin in the brain. Serotonin improves mood. It reduces anxiety. It stabilizes emotional regulation. But serotonin and dopamine exist in a delicate balance in the brain. When serotonin rises significantly, dopamine, the neurotransmitter most directly linked to desire, motivation and anticipation, is suppressed. The result is a quieting of the entire desire response. Not always dramatic, often subtle, but real and cumulative over months and years. Common SSRIs prescribed to adults over 60 include sertraline, fluoxetine, and escitalopram. If you are on any of these and have experienced reduced desire, difficulty reaching arousal, or a general emotional flatness around intimacy, this is worth raising with your prescriber. There are alternatives, there are dosage adjustments, and there are augmentation strategies that some doctors use specifically for this issue. But none of those options are available to you if you do not know to ask. Number 3 is one that surprises people most. Because unlike beta blockers and antidepressants, most people have no idea this medication affects desire at all. 3 statins, the cholesterol medication with a hidden cost. Statins are among the most prescribed medications in the world. Atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, simvastatin. If you are over 60, there is a very good chance you or your partner takes one of these daily. They lower cholesterol. They reduce cardiovascular risk. They are widely considered safe. But here is what the research shows, and what is rarely discussed. Statins work by inhibiting an enzyme involved in cholesterol production. That same enzyme is involved in the production of testosterone and other sex hormones. Studies have found that long-term statin use is associated with measurable reductions in testosterone levels in both men and women. And testosterone is not just a male hormone. It is the primary hormonal driver of desire in both sexes. Additionally, statins are associated with muscle fatigue and reduced energy levels in some users. And low energy is one of the most reliable suppressors of intimacy in long-term relationships. When you are physically depleted at the end of every day, desire does not compete well with the need to simply rest. Again, this is not about stopping your statin. Cardiovascular health is not something to compromise. This is about being informed, about knowing that if your energy and desire have declined since starting this medication, there may be a connection worth exploring with your doctor. Number 4 is one that almost nobody associates with intimacy, because you do not even need a prescription to get it. It is sitting in millions of bathroom cabinets right now, and it is affecting desire in a way that almost nobody talks about. 4 antihistamines, the over-the-counter medication with surprising effects. Antihistamines: loratadine, cetirizine, diphenhydramine. These are allergy medications, hay fever tablets, sleep aids. They seem completely unrelated to intimacy, which is exactly why almost nobody connects them. Antihistamines work by blocking histamine receptors throughout the body. Histamine is involved in allergic responses, but it also plays a direct role in sexual arousal and physical response. Specifically, Histamine is released during arousal and contributes to the physical sensations associated with desire and intimacy. Block histamine, and you do not just stop sneezing. You partially suppress the physical arousal response. Additionally, many antihistamines, particularly older formulations like diphenhydramine, have anticholinergic effects. This means they block the acetylcholine system, which is involved in the physical mechanics of sexual response. For men, this can affect arousal directly. For women, it affects natural lubrication and physical sensitivity. If you take antihistamines regularly, even over-the-counter ones, and have noticed changes in physical response or sensitivity, this is worth paying attention to. Newer antihistamines have fewer anticholinergic effects than older ones. A simple conversation with a pharmacist can help you identify whether switching formulations might make a difference. And now, number 5, the one I promised you at the beginning, the one that is hiding in plain sight in almost every senior's medicine cabinet, the one that almost nobody suspects. 5 proton pump inhibitors, the acid reflux medication almost nobody suspects. Proton pump inhibitors: omeprazole, lansoprazole, pantoprazole. These are acid reflux medications, heartburn tablets. They are among the most commonly taken medications by adults over 60. Many people take them daily for years without a second thought. And here is the connection that almost nobody makes. Long-term use of proton pump inhibitors is associated with significant magnesium depletion. The gut absorption of magnesium is directly affected by stomach acid levels. When stomach acid is suppressed, as PPIs are designed to do, magnesium absorption drops substantially over time. Why does magnesium matter for intimacy? Because magnesium is directly involved in testosterone production. It is involved in the regulation of cortisol, the stress hormone that suppresses desire. It is involved in nerve sensitivity and physical response. And it is involved in energy production at the cellular level. Low magnesium means lower testosterone. Lower testosterone means reduced desire. Higher cortisol means a body that is physiologically stressed and unavailable for intimacy. And reduced nerve sensitivity means that physical intimacy feels less rewarding for both partners. Research has found that long-term PPI users have measurably lower magnesium levels than non-users, and that supplementing magnesium in these patients can partially restore the deficit. This is not alternative medicine. This is documented in peer-reviewed clinical literature. It is simply not the conversation that happens in the 15-minute appointment. If you have been on a proton pump inhibitor for more than 6 months and have noticed declining energy, reduced desire, or changes in physical response, ask your doctor to check your magnesium levels at your next appointment. It is a simple blood test, and the results may explain more than you expect. Here is what I want you to take from everything you just heard. You are not at the mercy of your medication. You are not simply aging into a version of yourself with less desire and less connection. You are a person with the right to understand what is happening inside your own body. And you now have information that most adults over 60 never receive. The couples who navigate this well are not the ones who found a magic solution. They are the ones who asked the right questions, who walked into their next doctor's appointment with information instead of just symptoms, who said, "I read something, I want to understand this better, can we talk about it?" That conversation, the one you are now equipped to have, is worth more than any prescription. If you watched this video because something has felt different lately, because a quiet distance has grown and you could not explain why, I hope today gave you something valuable. Not just information, but relief. The relief of knowing that what you have been experiencing has a reason. A real, biological, understandable reason. That has nothing to do with how much you love your partner, nothing to do with whether the relationship is failing, and nothing to do with who you are as a person. You are not less. You are not broken. You are simply someone who deserved better information sooner. And now you have it. If today was useful, if this is the kind of honest, practical, judgment-free conversation you wish you could have more of, then this channel was built for you. Every week at Connected After 60, we cover the real questions that adults over 60 are carrying quietly and privately. The questions that deserve clear answers and genuine respect. Subscribe if you want to be part of that conversation. And share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Because the information in this video is not just useful for you. It is useful for everyone who loves someone over 60. Take care of yourself and of each other. The information shared in this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Never stop, reduce, or change any medication without first consulting your doctor or qualified healthcare professional. Every person's health situation is unique, and individual medical guidance is essential.